Wrestling at 138 for the Nighthawks, Brady White. And for the Wolfpack, a 10th grader, Dominic Lee. At 145 for the Nighthawks, Ethan Barrett. For the Wolfpack, a 10th grader, Brian Barr. At 152 for the Nighthawks, Javier Muniz. For the Wolfpack, a 10th grader, Wyatt Horton. .160 for the Nighthawks, Jordan Villegas. For the Wolfpack, a 10th grader, Bobby Hernandez. At 170 for the Nighthawks, Caden Carlson. For the Wolfpack, an 11th grader, Wyatt Todd. At 182 for the Nighthawks, Hunter Ledva. For the Wolfpack, a senior, Cohen Blank. .195 for the Nighthawks, Kyle Thompson. For the Wolfpack, a senior, David Hernandez. At 220 for the Nighthawks, Mason Bariga. For the Wolfpack, a 9th grader, Ryder Smith. At heavyweight, for the Nighthawks, McCall Turner. And for the Wolfpack, a senior, Braden Dudley. Wrestling unopposed at 106 for the Wolfpack, Davis Shaposhkin. At 113 for the Nighthawks, Brandon Ryan. And for the Wolfpack, a 10th grader, Jacob Baker. At 120 for the Nighthawks, Carson Gonzalez. For the Wolfpack, a 9th grader, Ryan Archer. At 126 for the Nighthawks, Ryan Hansen. For the Wolfpack, an 11th grader, Zachary Smith. At 132 for the Nighthawks, Ty Greer. And for the Wolfpack, a 10th grader, Sean Worley. The coaches for the Nighthawks are Coach King, Coach Dewey, Coach Stein, and Coach Thompson. Coaches for the Wolfpack are head coaches Ray Robarts and Sean Roy. Coaches Alejandro Romo and Tyler Stevenson. Rating this game on the CAF requirement, sportsmanship, and positive behavior for student athletes, cheerleaders, and band members. Coaches and spectators, we recognize cooperation, support the student athletes and officials in a positive manner. Please be mindful of the language and actions at all times, which applies with dignity and respect. Profanity, derogatory comments, and other intimidating actions, especially concerning race, gender, and ethnicity, directed at athletes, officials, team representatives, and other spectators will not be tolerated and are grounds for legal removal from the school premises. appreciate the cooperation, create a safe and positive environment. Go Wolfpack.
Yeah, they may be putting on another light here in a moment too out on the floor. All right, copy that. All right, yeah, I think we're ready. Whenever you're about.
Oh man, it's going to be a good one tonight, Coach. What do you guys? What's what we got? We got the Nighthawks coming out here against the Wolfpack. It should be a great event. We got a few guys coming up unopposed, but the young Bucks of the Great Oak. How do you see them facing against this Nighthawk squad?
Well, Coach Martin Miles, I appreciate you being here to help support the Great Oak Wrestling program. In our first home dual meet of the year, it's really exciting because I actually get a chance to be in there and help coach a little bit. And what I'm seeing is a transition from these boys becoming young men, and they're learning to work harder, but they're firecrackers when they're out on the mat. And you'll get to see some of these kids that go after it, and
right.
No holds barred, and they let it go and see what happens.
A lot of times people don't get a chance to really take a look at wrestling as a sport. They look at it as a B sport. But when you really start coming down there, it really starts measuring like who you are. I mean, it's so easy to say, hey, you know, I got this or I can do this, but until you put yourself on that mat for that 2 minutes, it's a whole different game.
Well, you get a chance here. This is a team sport, but an individual at the end of the year, because when you place in certain tournaments at league finals, top 3, CIF top 5 to go on to the Masters tournament, and this year it's the top 10 to get to state. Makes for very exciting when at some point most people lose their last match of the year. And what we're doing is getting these kids ready. We only have a couple of seniors on board right now, and we're looking to go after it, win one match at a time. But these kids work really hard together. And one of the things is that, yeah, these are great kids. We're trying to get them to be tough out on the mat and still be nice kids off the mat. And so we're still working hard and moving forward, and we're going to see what happens tonight at our first dual meet.
And for this first meet, it's going to be the first match of this season with respect to this first dual meet. It's going to be from the Murrieta Valley. It's going to be Brady White against Dominic Lee, the sophomore coming out of Great Oak.
Well, let me tell you about Dominic. Dominic is one of those kids that he's fun to watch wrestle because he goes after it. He goes 100%. And he's learning that sometimes 115% might be a little too much, because if your momentum is going too fast, sometimes you roll off the top. So he's learning to have good body control, and he's understanding what it takes from positioning in order to be successful. So I'm excited to watch this match.
One of the things you start talking about body control when you start beginning to look at these matches is composure. Like, how can you maintain that composure when you're in that position of either going down or about to put someone down or about to pin?
Well, that's one of the things that each kid's a little bit different. One of the best things about why I think high school wrestling is the best sport in high school sports is because the kids come in all shapes and sizes, and you all have a chance to be successful.
So as you guys are watching this, you'll see with the referee, when the green wrist goes up, that's a good point. It's going to be awarded to Murrieta Valley.
Dominic getting in on a double leg. He's looking to climb the ladder to put him on his back. Dominic quickly gets behind for the 2-point takedown. Lets him back for the escape, so it's 2-1 right now. A little bit of hand fighting going on.
He's got to kind of pull that in, doesn't he?
Yeah, it looks like Brady White gets in on a nice shot. Didn't quite finish. Then we got a little whizzer underhook action, and it looks like Dominic ends up on top right now.
It's a good job by Dominic as he takes it to 4-1.
He's going to be getting some near fall here too, but good job fighting off his back. Let's see.
We talked about this earlier. It kind of needs to get more perpendicular on this, Coach.
Well, early on, you're trying to make sure you get your points when you can. Because like right there, he went from his back to his feet. And so he's going to do a better job of looking to maintain control. Dominic in on another double leg. No points given yet. He circles behind. Looks like 2 points awarded.
And that's going to take the score to 9-2, 43 seconds remaining in the first period.
He's mixing in the barbed wire. Dominic on the barbed wire. Looks like he's looking, trying to go for the fall. Still 30 seconds left in the period. Referee's getting in position.
He's got to hold on. There he goes, looking for the touch, coach.
He's squeezing. Looks like he might need to lift the head a little bit more.
By lifting your head, puts a little bit more pressure, chest to chest.
Chest to chest. He's off his knees. He's in pretty good position. Chest to chest. Just his elbows on the mat. He's trying to lift the head up. Got about 5 seconds left. Brady doing a great job of fighting off his back.
About to talk about that right now. We talked about the composure, staying relaxed. Brady going back and forth on it, but still does not go down for the fall. Score goes to 12-2.
As we enter the second period, it looks like Dominic Lee is going to go ahead and defer. And Marietta White is choosing down. So right now we're at a 12-2 advantage to Great Oak.
So how do you guys play this? You guys going to let him get up, you think, Coach?
I think he's going to try to ride him for a minute, and then he already took him down a few times, so we'll see. We're trying to get the kids to be tough on all three positions, top, bottom, and neutral. So
he tries to sit on that, unable to get it. Nice block there.
They're going for another barbed wire.
He's got them both, Coach. Same position he had them last time.
Secure in the near fall. Trying to go for the fall. Now the difference is if you get a pin, you're going to get 6 points for your team. And so White is trying to do a good job of not getting pinned, so he doesn't want to give up 6 points to Great Oak.
But this is going to be a tough hold. Last time he had to hold it for 30 seconds. There it goes, right there.
On back and forth, and he does get the fall. Good effort by White. Dominic Lee prevails with 1:15 left in the second period. Gets the pin.
That's going to take the score to 6-0 in favor of Great Oak.
So just a reminder for those of you who might not be as familiar with the scoring. A pin during a match on the dual meet is 6 points. If you win by 15 points or more, and you will get a technical fall, that is worth 5 team points. A major decision is if you win by 8 up to 14 points. And then a decision is anywhere from an overtime win to 7 points. Advantage would be 3 points for your team. So we're at the 145-pound weight class.
Yep, 145. It's going to be Barrett coming out against Park. Brian Park, sophomore.
So Brian's one of those strong kids that came into the season, and he ended up earning himself a varsity spot, and is doing a good job improving. He's getting better positioning. He's one of our strong kids at their weight class. But everybody needs to recognize in wrestling, you got technique that matters so much. Being quick is even probably more important than being strong, but being strong helps as well. So putting the three together and make sure I have a good combination as well as good balancing and good position. So,
Great Oak, as you're watching this match, is going to be in the red.
yeah, looks like a little bit of hand fighting.
Oh, it's going to stop. He sprawled out on that quickly, didn't he, Coach?
Brian takes a shot. He's still on the leg. No points awarded for a takedown yet. Barrett does secure. He throws the second leg in. He gets the 2 points for the takedown. So Brian's trying to get a reversal. We got a power half on from Barrett.
Best way to get out of this, what do you got?
Well,
besides rolling out of bounds?
You want to grab the foot and try to see if you can get underneath it. And he was able to get underneath it. And again, talking about positioning, so Barrett got a little bit off balance, and Park was able to get the escape.
Score goes 2-1. Favor Barrett. Again, Barrett's going to be out there in the white.
They're both trying to get heavy on the head. It's like they're keeping their distance, not getting too tight on tie-ups.
This comes a shot.
Brian gets on the high crotch.
You see the officials' hands go out. Means that no points have been awarded yet. These guys are still in a neutral position. That's what that means.
2 points awarded to Park. It looks like we got a standing reversal. Barrett. and time runs out.
We got a good match here tonight. This one is a good one.
Yeah, got a 4-3 advantage to Marietta. He's got a takedown and a reversal. Park has an escape and a takedown. And the other thing about with getting better at the top position is going from a transition from a takedown. Some people recognize that it's a little bit easier sometimes to take somebody down to put them to their back than it is if a person's down, knowing that, hey, they don't want to get turned. And some guys struggle a little bit of turning when their guy's on top. So we're going to get tougher at breaking guys down and looking to turn them on their back.
One of the terms that you started using earlier, Coach, was riding. So with the people watching at home, what does that actually mean when they talk about riding, how you're riding your opponent?
Well, you're maintaining control. When you're on top, we look at the bottom guy as like 4 legs of a table. Ultimately, you want to be able to secure at least one of those legs of the table, either one of the arms, one of the legs, in order to break the guy down. So right now we got Barrett's on top, chopped the arm and was throwing the leg in. He wants to keep his hips on top and put pressure on the hips. And he's in a better position now with the legs than he was previously. And he's looking to get it power half. Now Park ultimately does not want to go to his back, but he wants to be able to get out of the legs and try to base up.
Now throwing those elbows up wide like that just sets him up for that power half again, wouldn't it?
He does, and that's one of those things that we're learning, and sometimes as much as coaches might tell you or other wrestlers might tell you, sometimes you figure some stuff out on the job. We call that on-the-job training. And so right now coming with the crossface is Barrett. So Park trying to survive, doing a good job not giving up any points. We're about a minute left in the second period, still a 4-3 advantage to Marietta. Technically you want to have your elbows in and be able to try to base up. Now Barrett's off to the side a little bit.
Goes. Almost rolls himself out of it.
Barrett's able to double up again on the legs.
Yeah, Barrett does a really good job. He's long with the legs, gets him inside nicely. But he's from here, it looks like Coach is just trying to work on that upper body.
Yeah, well, he's got the lead, and he wants to maintain control. He don't want to be giving up an escape or a reversal, obviously. Worst case scenario for Barrett, we would want to go to the third period, still being up by at least a point. Now, Park doesn't want to go to his back, but still wants to try to work for one to tie up the score. If he gets an advantage to reverse, he will do so to take the lead. We got about 5 seconds left in the second period.
And they're working in that power half again. Can he come around and pull and run it?
It looks like no change to the score at the end of the second period. So we got third period. Looks like it's going to be choice of Marietta. Looks like Marietta is going to be choosing down.
So you look at this, Coach. Brian Park doesn't give anything up the entire period. Advantage Park coming into this?
Well, let's see how he does on top. That's one of the things that we're looking to improve upon on top. If you're on top, you want to not give 2 points for a reversal, but if he needs to get away, look, he's trying to put him on the back. Looks like a roll, elbow roll.
Tries to switch that as he's up. Couldn't get there.
Same thing here. Park does a good job of staying back on top.
Barrett's strong. He's feisty.
Really?
This is what you were talking about, getting back to your base and trying to roll out of it when you're talking with Parks.
Well, at practice recently, we've been working a lot of the bottom guy sitting out and the top guy following. And you saw Barrett there go a couple different times, and Park was able to follow. So some good work at practice. But now, being down, you got to find a way to turn him. At some point here in the next 15, 20 seconds, if you can't get him to his back, you may want to consider cutting him so that even though you give 1 point up, you go for the takedown to tie it up.
The advantage right now is coming red.
Looks like he gets away. We get a 1 point escape from Barrett. Okay. So he tried to shoot to catch up to him and ended up giving up a takedown.
What's your go-to move, Coach? You got 50 seconds left. How are you working out of this?
Well, I ask all wrestlers to see if they're going to be able to have a 5-point move from the bottom. But first of all, you got to be able to base up, and that's where the legs can be a powerful tool for the guy on top, because it is hard to break those, especially when you get to the third period. Guys start getting tired. So looking from a team aspect, yeah, Park needs to do. The team trying to get up does not want to give up a fall. At the score right now, if the Trip were to stand at the end of the match, it would be a 3-point decision.
So you're good as a coach right now. Don't give it up. We lose it by 3, but yet we're still in contention, carrying the lead.
I'm always willing to give up less, but I would still want to keep working hard wrestling the whole time. I mean, this wrestling is getting better, and you can't get better unless you're doing it. So it was a good match on both guys. Yeah, Barrett prevails with a 7-3 victory. He gets a decision. That's 3 team points.
Score goes to 6-3. Still favor Great Oak.
So we're coming up to the 152-pound weight class.
It's going to be Munez. He's going to be going against Horton. Again, another sophomore.
Yeah, Wyatt Horton's one of those exciting wrestlers who's got a lot of victories this year. Right now his record's 19-11, and so he's placed in a couple tournaments. Did well in Riverside County this past weekend, and looking forward to watching this dual meet and seeing how he's going to finish up this rest of the season. They begin in the first period. Marietta tries to tie up. Horton pulls the hand off. They're both being aggressive.
Looks like Horton's just getting ready to shoot right now. He doesn't like being tied up too much, does he?
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to stay out of the tie-ups. You always want to dictate the pace of your match.
Good job on the single.
Great shot by Munez. Still no points awarded yet. Horton reshoots. Still no points.
Just gotta get around.
Oh, that was a great sequence right there.
Yeah.
Good scramble, both guys, man. Now they're ready to wrestle and see what happens.
You can see the intensity just picked up for both.
Got the benches excited. Nice shot by Munez. Good sprawl by Horton. Trying to get an angle, trying to get an advantage. No takedown.
Both guys pretty much stay squared up on each other. They're not going around for the single. They're going straight through it.
Yeah, they're trying to get that angle once they get inside. Here comes a throw.
Oh! Good job on the throw.
Horton with the head and arm.
He got 2 with the near fall. Can he squeeze it?
Still got 50 seconds.
What are you doing here, Coach? You lifting the head? How you putting him on his back?
Yeah, you let the guy struggle for a few seconds and try to maintain positioning. So not quite as perpendicular, but Moody is doing a good job trying to fight to his belly. Definitely doesn't want to give up a fall here. Now with just over 30 seconds to go.
That's a great job by Munoz.
Great job getting off his back. So we're at a 5-0 advantage to Horton.
Man, tries that side switch, unable to get there, goes over the top, finds himself right back on his back again.
Yeah, Horton mixes in the Iowa ride. He's going for a tilt.
Almost pins himself on this. They got him.
Oh.
Wow. It's going to be close.
I don't know, but the buzzer landed. He's saying no pin.
I agree with that. What's your call on that?
I would call it. Sounded like the buzzer went right before the mat got hit. Yeah, it's hard to dispute that. I think we agree with that. So we're going to the second period. I don't know if they're going to be checking another near fall.
That's what I'm wondering, Coach. Shouldn't he got near fall points on that? At least should have got the 3, right?
Now it sounds like they're trying to go for the fall.
Wait.
So Marietta Valley is going to contest when the buzzer went compared to when the referee hit the mat.
Bobby on me! Bobby on 3! 1, 2, 3! Bobby!
I'm saying the buzz goes before the mat. What do you say?
That's what it sounded like, so I don't know what swayed him. I know that the coaches are always trying to advocate for their wrestlers, but I know in fair sports play, we're trying to get things to be right too, so we'll see what happens here. And they need to figure it out before the next 2 guys get out on the mat. Yeah, so it looks like the fall is going to stand.
Fall's going to stand, definitely.
Okay, So
that should take the 12, right? There goes the 12-3.
12-3 in favor of Great Oak. Now we're at 160-pound weight class.
And it's going to be Villegas and Hernandez coming out. Hernandez is going to be in the red. Villegas coming out in the white.
All right, Bobby, another sophomore out here. Hernandez.
This is the 160-pound class.
The boys start getting a little bit bigger here as we move forward.
Oh yeah, Bobby.
Looks like they're in a collar tie-up.
And this is a big difference between the last match, where the guy, neither one of them wanted to get tied. And here they come up and wrap up right away.
Right. And sometimes that's interesting to gauge out, because if you want to tie up and the other one does it, how much do you chase the person? You still got to stay in good position. Here, Bobby shoots, head down, he's driving forward, his hips are under him.
He's got to keep driving.
Got a front head.
Give it up.
Got a front headlock on here by Villegas. They're near the out of bounds. No points awarded yet.
Now they're out.
They're out. No takedown. Good job, both guys, using the out of bounds.
That takedown, though, he's got to get that head up a little higher.
You got to shoot up.
Down.
Yeah, you got to look up where you're shooting. It's like Villegas changing some levels here.
Nothing more than a tackling drill, basically.
Well, you mentioned that earlier, too, about driving straight forward. And sometimes with the blast double, you may do that, but you want to still get low and get underneath, but your head's got to be up. So Villegas is driving into Hernandez at this time. They're working for position.
There it is again. He got the double again.
Got his head up. Is he going to keep driving? That's the question.
How do you maintain that foot leverage? How do you do that?
You got to keep your hips under you. A lot of practice. You got to learn to clear the arm. It looks like he's trying to go for the double leg and finish it. Head in the crotch area. Yeah, Villegas is trying to maintain an opportunity to get points. Got 2 points. Hernandez with the takedown.
Hernandez trying to work on that wrist.
Yeah, it looks like an elbow roll. Let's see if it works. Got about 15 seconds left in the period.
Oh, nice switch. He's got to get around him. And then we go for the reversal.
2-point reversal, Villegas. Looks like we're going to be knotted up at 2 here to end the first period.
All right, Jim. You're looking at Murrieta. They really like putting doubles on that single leg. They lock it up, figure four it, and they just stay in that position.
Yeah.
Does each coach really have their own philosophy how they want to run that leg?
Yeah, in a way they do. Score dictates a lot of time, but Murrieta defers on this, and Hernandez is going to take down in the second period. A lot of times, most wrestlers, most coaches like to be able to go down knowing they can get away and not give up points. But if you run into a good leg riding team, sometimes that can backfire. So Villegas trying to chop the arm now. He's trying to go tight waist ankle. Now he's trying to look cross-face cradle. Let's see what Hernandez is able to do from the bottom.
I was just about to ask you that. You don't really see them going after that ankle right from jump. They're always high, trying to shoot that half. What's the philosophy here with Great Oak?
Well, you want to just try to get the hand and put it on the other side of the head right now, and then you can stand up because there won't be any pressure there. So let go of that, but you got to keep your head away from your knee.
Oh, going for the cradle.
It looks like he's getting it. Didn't quite lock up.
Nice job. He was able to extend his body and break that.
He was able to roll through and was strong enough to be able to get the 2-point near fall. Good job on Villegas being able to maintain it. Bobby does get to his feet. He still got Villegas in control.
Nothing yet.
No loss of control.
Got 1 minute on it.
Hernandez wants to try to get an advantage to either completely get a break away so he can get a point. Now Villegas is jumping in on the high crotch.
He's got to work himself around. Wow.
Villegas in with the half, got the arm, trying to post the outside arm. Got 30 seconds left in the match. Let's see if Hernandez can hold him off.
Coach, go check time right now.
You don't want to be giving up 6 points for the other team. You're here trying to win the entire match while you're trying to win your own match. So Hernandez got to try to let go of that head somehow, but still maintain keeping his shoulder up. He got about 10 seconds left. Got to get that left arm away somehow.
Yep.
Yeah, there he goes.
There he goes.
All right.
That's a good fight. Fight
That was
it
a
off.
great job of fighting.
Yep. Still got to pick up the 3. It's going to take the score 7-2 in favor of the Nighthawks, but great job by Great Oak avoiding the pin.
Well, you wrestle 3 periods for a reason. A lot of times you can be down and don't come back the 3rd period. We like to be able to go, and try to hopefully be able to push them into the ground and gain the advantage. It's not just who works hard during this match, it's who works hard during their wrestling practice in the room, and also who's out doing some extra running on their own.
Well, we're about to find that out right now. This is gut check time. You talked about Great Oak earlier and their ability to practice to really come out after it in the 3rd period, and they won a number of matches in that way.
Well, Riverside County, we had done just that. We had down 5-6 points, at least on 4 occasions, coming back to win the match. We're down 5 here now, so we'll see how Hernandez is. He was a little under the weather earlier in the week, and not that we're looking for any excuses, but we've got to find a way. Like you said, it's gut check time right now. Yeah, 90 seconds left in the period.
He's got the half there, and he wants to shoot it. There it goes. He's trying to work high on it, Coach. What do we got?
Looks like he might have touched full Nelson. Yeah, you don't need to touch your fingers back underneath each of the arms for the full Nelson. If you're just on the back of the head, that's enough. You got to protect the wrestlers. At this point right now, being down 6 points, yeah, all Villegas has to do is not go to his back. So Hernandez may want to think about maybe cutting him loose if he can't turn him and try to see if he can take him down to his back from his feet.
And what we saw earlier with him, with his ability to get in deep on that double, that might be the play.
Well, you're only one move away from winning a match. So it's like he's going for that crossface, has that arm. He's got the opposite wrist.
What's your advice for him right now?
Well, a lot of parallel riding. I would cut him and look to see about maybe going takedown, put him on his back.
I think that was the great. I think that's the right call. Because just sitting there now, he's doing a great job just riding out this.
Yeah.
We're looking at Murrieta coming out in the white.
I'd like to see if he proves me wrong and turns him on his back right here. He's got a
20
half.
seconds.
Trying to get an angle. It looks like Villegas is going to be able to hold on for the win.
And that's where it's going to go. It's going to roll to 8-2.
So at 160 pounds, Villegas winning by decision, 8-2. That closes the gap to 12-6. Team score, advantage, Great Oak.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Go!
They're getting up to the 170-pound weight class.
Big boys coming in.
So we got Wyatt Toth, one of the team captains here. Did a good job this past weekend, placing his first tournament at Riverside County. Was able to knock off a top seed, state-ranked guy. So we'll see if Wyatt continues to wrestle well.
So what do you see coming out of this?
Well, Wyatt's wrestling against Caden Carlson. They're trying to go for the takedown, got in on the high crotch, did Carlson. Was not able to finish it.
Wow, nice job there by Wyatt. Rolled him now, picked up the 2 quick. Yep.
2 points on Toth. So he's trying to suck up the arm bar, 2-on-1. Got the opposite wrist. Want to make sure you maintain pressure, positioning, not getting too high.
That's one of the things we talked about earlier with the JVs, how they got high and they end up getting rolled over.
Yeah.
But Wyatt looks like he's really adjusted to that from what you talked about with practice and everything else.
Yeah, we'll see. Carlson doing a good job standing up a couple different times. Toth gets to the side and lifts. Like
and there's the 1.
Toth is going to cut him. So 2-1. Great Oak.
Again, oh, he's caught him.
Underhook.
There we go. Picks up the 2. Let's go take it to 4. Smiling at you.
Let's go. Finish the match. Referee's getting down. Carlson's doing a good job of fighting.
Good job.
With 40 seconds left in the first period, White Toth gets the fall over Carlson.
That was a quick turn, Coach. He grabbed him right on his back very quickly.
That's a good example of sometimes easier to put a guy to his back from the feet than it is when you're on top trying to continue to ride.
And that's exactly what we talked about with that last match. Would have been better, would have been more beneficial to let him come up and then from there go in after the double.
Well, the interesting thing is that each match dictates too. So sometimes you might wrestle a kid who their nails on top and you can't ever get away. And so if you don't get that takedown and get on top and get control, you're never going to be able to gain the advantage to win.
That's going to take the score to 18-6 in favor of Great Oak. Next up is going to be Letu versus Blank. Blank coming into this, he's a senior, coming in at 9-8.
He's 9-5. I think I wrote that. It looked like an 8. You're correct. It is 9-5, and he is one of our other captains for the Great Oak team.
Blank again in the red. Murrieta Valley coming out in white.
Cohen's been working hard to get in the wrestling shape that he wants to be in at the end of his senior year. And so we're looking for great things here to finish up the wrestling season.
Just the different styles, Coach. You see where a few matches ago you saw them they wanted to be a little bit away from each other, a little distance. These guys just want to lock up and see what they can do.
Yep. They're both jockeying for position, trying to see if they can get under an elbow.
Yep, there it is right there. Oh, lost control.
Yep, out of bounds. Had some good action. That was exciting.
For a second, I thought he had him. I saw Wyatt get him high and toss him. He tried the same thing.
Yep. Hey, you got to be able to get your hips back. Not quite sure if they cleared the scoreboard. I don't think there have been any points here.
No, it scores 2-2. It scores still 0-0. See if they make that adjustment. Good old-fashioned duck under, Coach. What do you think?
Yeah, you got the elbows are in there.
Yeah.
You're trying to block. Trying to front quarter Nelson on the chin.
Trying to pull him back in.
For a little cow catcher, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah.
Try to keep him in bounds.
There it comes.
There it is.
Got him. Keeps his head up. He's got to squeeze it. Here it goes, Coach. Wow, what a fight by Murrieta.
Like he's trying to settle in and goes for the fall.
For a second, I thought he was going to be able to pull himself out of that.
Letu, that was a great effort, man, fighting from your back. Now Blake's able to prevail, picks up the fall with 33 seconds left in the first period.
That's going to take the score to 24-6 in favor of Great Oak.
At 195-pound weight class, we have Kyle Thompson taking on Great Oak's David Jimenez. David Jimenez is one of those first-year senior wrestlers that we have, who's a great athlete, and his potential is upside is huge. We only got till February 4th. February 4th is the league finals, and so at that point, that's what we're gearing up for.
How do you come in as a senior coach at this level at CIF?
Well, you got to get.
It's got to be rough, dude.
You got to get excellent at 1, 2, 3 moves that you can take guys down with. Something you can break the guy down when you're on top, and something you can put him on his back when you're on top as well. And on the bottom, you got to learn to be able to hand control and be able to fight coming up and balance. And it's not all put it all together. But that's the interesting thing. We get in wrestling, a lot of times you get a senior that comes out that's a good athlete, and you got to work with what you got.
What would your 3 base moves be? If you're teaching this kid, I know you're coaching over here. He's got him high on that single.
Yep. He's getting good at that. So.
Yep. Now comes the experience a little bit. Like how do you finish it?
The technique, yeah.
Yep.
So if he had circled around to the left, the guy would have fallen down a little bit simpler. David really good at the cradles, as you can see.
Wow. Pulled him, squeezing it. Got it.
All right.
Nice job.
Jimenez going for the fall with the cradle.
Boy, he got that quick.
A good effort by Kyle Thompson, but David Jimenez comes out on top, picks up the fall, 57 seconds into the match.
Let's go and take the score to 30-6 in favor of Great Oak. Next up is going to be Barraga and Smith. They're going to be coming in at the 220 class.
And we got Ryder Smith as one of our freshmen in the varsity lineup. Very good athlete, very strong. He's a very light 220-pounder, weighing in about 207. And so he's continuing to work hard to have to overcome some of the bigger guys that he's going to be wrestling as he moves forward. So using his quickness, taking good shots. Let's see if we can get high crotch has been one of his good moves. Let's see what he does here.
You see more of the heavier guys, they lock up kind of quickly. Why would that be?
I think it's just a little more testosterone. That man, there we go in on the double leg.
Wow, fast.
We like to go mano a mano. Let my muscle get your muscle. Let's see what happens. Sometimes an intimidation factor. Sometimes to gauge the other guy to see how he goes.
So you look at it more as a strength competition to see where we are with each other.
Yeah, a lot of times you get your 220-pounders, heavyweights, even 195-pounders that are football players, and they're used to going my pressure against your pressure. Well, when they get out here, they learn that, yeah, that works out really well to a point, but then you got to be able to utilize the other guy's body strength and weight against them. So Ryder cuts him here.
That's exactly what we were talking about earlier. Let's talk again about the advantages of what you said. Just let him get the up and go after him from there.
Well, you want to work on your takedowns anyways. There you go, nice double leg.
Wow.
So interestingly there he didn't tie up. He just circled and let Marietta step into it a little bit and dropped and changed levels and drove through it. So that's some good football technique as well.
Freshman coach, he's a strong freshman.
They're very strong. It's going to be fun to watch him by the end of his senior year. There's talks about, oh, we want to get him good by senior year. I said, no, we're getting him good by the end of freshman year.
Freshman year.
So here's a positioning thing that we would probably address. You're losing it. If you want to cut him, go ahead. But no, he gets to where he wants to. He gets the chin, gets to the underhook.
Got to get his arm out of the way.
Looking for the fall.
Quickest way to pin this, coach. How do you handle that? You can't give it up.
Yeah, you're riding parallel instead of perpendicular. Oh.
The 3 back. Everybody's neutral after that?
Nope. Yeah, it'll be choice second period. Got a 7-1 advantage. So you got to tee out on those. I don't know about that. I didn't see the change, but it is a discretion of the referee.
It goes by the buzzer.
Sometimes you have Murrietta's truth, you got Great Oak's truth, and then you got the ref's truth. And so sometimes you got to go with what the ref goes.
I'm gonna go with your truth. I think the buzzer went.
Well, you got to wrestle regardless, just like in any sport. You may not get the call, but you got to continue moving forward. So Smith chooses bottom, escapes rather quickly. Got an 8-3 advantage.
I think you're good. Do we see the high double again?
Yep.
Staying back off of him.
Let's see what setup he's going to use. Coach is yelling for setup. Oh, on the elbow. There's that duck that you talked about earlier.
Yeah. Talk about that, coach.
Well, it looked like didn't like that a little bit of poking in the face, but it happens on both sides. And whether it's intentional or not, I don't think there was any intention there. But sometimes you get poked up around the face and it's agitating. So that could be a penalty point going the other way on sportsmanlike. I didn't see any intent. And I think the refs just explained it to both of them. Let's wrestle.
I think he gave both of them a warning. Next time it comes, we're dropping a point on you. There's the double we just asked for. Wow. He's fast at that. How'd you coach that one up? How'd you coach the speed on that?
Well, he's already quick. Again, you get these senior athletes that come in with athleticism, but occasionally you get the freshman that's already coming in, and he just got to learn the technique. And he wants to work hard. He's got plenty of coaches, a few parents. His uncle comes in to help. And so he wants to get better. So he's got a lot of people in his corner. So he cuts him loose again here. He got a 10-4 score in the second period with about 50 seconds left. I know ideally, even though you're up 30-6, you want to get bonus points. You want to get more than a decision. So being up 6 points, you need at least a takedown to go up by 8. There's the double leg.
Wow. He's just strong. As I'm looking at him going against Marietta, he's just stronger than him right now.
So he gets the takedown. Looks like 2 near fall were awarded, 12-4.
A little high right now.
They got to get an angle if you're going to get out the run, and he has. As you get up to the 220s and the heavyweights, you got the big man roll, wrist roll. Let's see if he's going to run this half. Is he looking to get the knee? Something we worked on in practice the other day. Okay, going to finish off the period. Maintain control. I love the positioning at the end of the period.
How do you get them to get parallel? I mean, they're parallel right now. How do you get them to get perpendicular and really start running that half?
You got to break them down. We talk about when you're trying to throw a half or a power half, trying to get out at the elbow a little bit more. Too often, because the guy on bottom is fighting, that we keep it tight into the armpit. And then if we're not stronger, then, I mean, it's hard to be stronger than the guy's shoulder, his arm, and his neck, and his head. So that's why you got to be able to get an angle and put pressure on him.
Tries to break him down quickly in that left arm.
So you got Mason Barriga, chooses down. There's the half.
And this is what we just got done talking about. How do you get that?
Well, positioning. So he got him down flat. He actually got the half in before he was able to jump out to the side.
Got him.
Does a good job with reverse half. With a minute 39 left in the period, the third period, ends up getting the fall. Good job, Ryder Smith.
Freshman coach.
Good battle by Barriga to get to the third period. Good job.
Where do you see him going at 200 pounds? Is he going to stay up there?
We have a
or you see him dropping to 190?
We have a tough. I'm not going to talk about this on the air. I got my preference. I just want him to be healthy. I know he's still lifting weights, and it's going to be see what he does in the offseason. But I know football is still a priority sport for him, and I don't fault him for that at all. Here we got the big boys coming up.
Yeah, we do.
You got McCaleb Turner, 14-6, one of the top dogs on Marietta this year, going up against first-year senior Braden Dudley, 13-8.
And again, right back to it again. First time, first-year senior in this game. Marietta again in Marietta Valley coming out in the white. Great Oak, red and blue.
So something to think about too. A lot of times new wrestlers get excited with the fans, and you got your adrenaline going, and you want to be able to make sure that you go out and put on a good show. Also want to win, but also want to make sure that you don't get yourself out of position where you lose the match too early. So we'll see what these heavyweights are doing. They're being aggressive a little bit, but nobody's getting out of position here.
Oh, he just
Let's
did
throw the
that.
head and arm right there. We'll see what happens.
Woo! That's strength.
Dudley gets credit with the 2-point, putting him to his back, gets no near fall. Turner quickly to his feet. It's a 2-1. Here comes the head and arm right here.
Wow,
Now it looks like Turner throws him to his head.
That's going to
And
hurt.
now it's back.
Got to roll him.
Trying to roll
Don't
him.
put himself. Turner's quick, rolls himself right
Very
back
good.
around.
So not long enough for the 3 points, so he did get a 2-point near fall. Dudley trying to get up for the escape.
He's got the high single, unable to pull it in.
Gets the escape. So we got a 5-3 Marietta advantage. It's like a good match here. Brewing for the Wolfpack and the Marietta Nighthawks.
Dudley trying to set up that throw again, coach. He's underneath him already.
Well, it looks like both throws that were initiated by Turner, and one was a roll through and the other one was taking him to his back. So we'll see what happens here. I'm always for a proponent of trying to get my heavyweights ready to get through 6 minutes and see if you can outlast them.
How important is it to get your hips down when you're looking at
Well,
this?
it's real important. When you got your weight is one of your advantages, you got to be able to keep pressure on the other guy when you're in control. As you can see, each of them had a takedown and neither one was on top for very long. As much as it's important to have hip pressure, it's also important to have your hips under you if you're on bottom. So we'll see what happens here. Got tripod up. Turner does a good job getting back behind. Trying to break him down.
There comes the run on Turner's
Getting a little high. But Dudley going for the leg as he goes up for the tripod.
He's trying to pull out of it now. Can he get away from it?
He can't.
He's got to run. He's got to lean back in his run.
Well, the top guy's responsible for getting him back to the mat, or he would be called for stalling. So you usually give about 5 seconds. The ref's discretion.
When you start looking at that, when he gets up there in that single, when he's about to get cut loose, coach, throw his shoulders back into the guy and run his hips down? What's the best way to get out of that?
You don't want to reach back. You're still working for 1 point. It's only a 2-point match. That's with everybody hooting and hollering. You don't want to get too excited.
Oh.
He tries to do a Peterson roll, but did not have the wrist. But he is trying to come out the back.
Can he slide out the side? He does. It's about who's getting up first now.
Yeah, he did give up a near fall. Looks like a 2-point near fall for Marietta Turner. And a 1-point escape.
Still a 3-point match. 30 seconds remaining, second period.
Let's see who's in a little bit better shape.
Both guys standing a little high now.
Well, there's a lot at stake here. I mean, you want to win, regardless of the outcome of the whole dual meet. You want to be able to win so that you have a little bit better seed when you get to the league finals. So basically, the 6 teams in league will be seeded 1 through 6 based on how they performed against each other in these dual meets, or if they happen to face off in any of the other tournaments that they have attended.
So there we go, 7-4 going into the third period.
This third period, let's see what Turner's going to do. Turner's going to choose down. So let's see how Dudley does on top.
Turner pops up right away, or is he going to just try to switch it from the bottom?
I think he's going to try to work for 1. You got the lead. You don't want to get out of position. I don't know if we got a little blood.
Little scrape.
All right, got a little injury time, blood time right now. We do have a bunch of Vaseline over here with the trainers ready to go.
Great job there by coach, rubbing some of that Great Oak on it. Cleared the whole thing up.
Yeah. All right, Turner's down. Third period, 7-4, advantage Turner.
Why not pick the ankle right away from there, coach? Not allow him to get up.
Well, that's a good option, but a lot of times heavyweights end up going to the tripod, so the ankle is not effective. So we're trying to throw him for a big move. Let's see what happens. Turn it back to his feet.
And that's a big lift.
That's a big lift. That's a lot of energy to exert.
That's a huge lift.
Well, you're down 4. You're looking for a move that you can put him on his back.
Now's the time to shoot for the double?
That or a throw. I mean, we'll see, or a single leg. It just depends on how much confident you are with your shot. So he goes for the single leg.
A little slow at it, though.
Shot from a little far away.
Yeah.
But he's still fighting from underneath. He's maintaining a little bit of neutrality there.
And then from there, he's looking at Turner. He's just squeezing.
Looking for hooks. That's what. Good idea. So Turner knows he just needs to not get taken down to his back. Good job on a shot. Good job on a sprawl.
Good job by sprawling.
Good job by Dudley getting back to his feet. Great Dudley trying to finish up. He's down by 4. 45 seconds to go in the match.
Just got to pop and go, doesn't he? Push down.
You got to make something happen. You still got a little time to pressure, but you got to keep pressure on.
Goes for the single again. He loves the single, but he's just reaching.
Yep.
It's not driving through the leg.
25 seconds left in the period. Let's see what happens. Down 6 now. You got to find something to do. Put him on his back. He was trying to roll. I'll give him some props for that, but we want to make sure we're in position to get our hips up.
Nice job there by Dudley. Not going to his back.
Oh, that's the other thing, too. You want to get the win if you can, but you don't want to be giving up more than 3 points.
Right?
Exactly. Looks like we get to the end of the match.
There's
here.
tripod again.
It's going to be a 10-4 victory for McCaleb Turner over Braden Dudley. They will be seeing each other again here in the next few weeks.
Hey, David, you can't lose this one.
There's no foregone conclusion when you won one match against a guy that you'll come back and win again.
Now 106, they're going to come out unopposed.
That is correct.
And then our next match will be the 113s, Coach.
Yeah, so we got a 106-pound firecracker, Davis Shaposhnik, 15-6 this year. He's one of those guys that just keeps wrestling and wrestling and doesn't stop moving. And even when he gets at a disadvantage for a second, he recovers. So we're going to miss out on some action of that tonight. But he will be at the battle for the belt tomorrow on Friday. Those kids have to be at groom check at 6:30, room locked at 7 o'clock for weigh-ins. Cannot be late. So that will be our entire varsity team going to that tomorrow. Yes, sir.
Hey, let's talk about this kid, Brandon Ryan, coming out of Murrieta Valley. 20-4, Coach. What do you know about him?
I've heard a little bit. I heard a little bit about him. I mean, I know he's another one of those that keeps moving. Great on positioning. He's an honorable mention right now in state rankings. He's going up against sophomore Jacob Baker. When you're going up against a guy of that caliber, you want to be able to be aggressive and go after him and let him know you belong. You want to make a statement, but you also want to maintain composure.
So what's your best way of handling this? He's coming right now. You can already see he's going to shoot.
He's ready to go.
He's going to shoot right there in the single high. Here comes. Oh, I thought he was going to jump right away.
He's ready to go. Wrestling on our heels a little bit. Want to circle, want to engage a little bit.
He's backing him up.
Going for the underhook, snapping the head. Very good snap down.
He's quick.
Front headlock, chucks by. Okay, gets the 2-point takedown. Baker quickly up to his feet.
Nice job there for Baker.
A return to the mat by Ryan. Looks like we're getting a little armbar chicken wing. All right, let's see if Baker's ready to go. 2-0 advantage, a minute 24 left in the first period.
When you see a guy like this, Coach, you're competing against him. He's a high-energy dude. How do you calm that down? How do you settle him down?
Well, you got to maintain control of the match, and being on bottom is a little bit harder to control. You want to have some hand control. You want to explode up and out. You don't want the guy to think that he can hold you at all.
Tries to throw that switch, that seated switch.
Yeah, good first move. We need a good second move. He got to his feet. Okay. Good return, hard return, but Baker does a good job getting back to his belly. So it's one of those matches that you can actually make a mark by wrestling the entire 6 minutes.
Doing a really good job right now. The score is only 2-0 at this point.
Yeah, less than a minute in the first period.
Coming up for the cradle, Coach. I thought he was going to reach underneath and pull it.
Yeah, he looks like he's running out behind the chicken.
He has a game plan, doesn't he? He likes to either go with that chicken or if he can't get that, he just slips it into the high half.
Well, he looks like he's trying to throw the leg in too. Trying to straighten out Baker so he can look for a roll. He knows he's got time to make his mark here.
Come on, Baker.
Nice job at Baker. For a second, I thought he was going to be able to run out of that.
So on the back heel trip, Ryan had his arm pinned, which is a legal move as long as you're not picking him up to take him back down to the mat. For the back heel trip, it was fine. It was just he got rolled up on his heel. So the action stops. It's potentially dangerous. No illegal move, no illegal hold or anything.
I think they're looking at his knee, Coach.
Oh, that could be as well. It was definitely something awkward in the way he landed. So, yeah, no intention there to do any damage, but just good, clean, hard wrestling. Hopefully Baker's okay.
They're checking him. Vargas, inside, outside. But he looks sore.
Well, it's a scary time that any athletes are down on the floor, down on the mat, or on the field, not knowing sure what the injury is or to what extent. Sometimes it just takes a moment to kind of regain your wherewithal in order to determine whether you're going to be able to continue or not. So I've heard some wrestlers, I felt something pop, but then 2 minutes later they're up and ready to go.
Yeah.
Other times, there's no problem, then they have something displaced. So Baker's back up on his feet. He's trying to gauge whether or not he's going to be able to continue. And
So if you're
minute 21 injury time.
yep.
Okay, so we're still first period with 40 seconds left. Baker's down.
If you're Ryan, do you go after that knee again?
Well, you wrestle hard. Whatever you're good at, you continue to go after.
I'm seeing with that foot, the way it's already laid down. I think he goes after it now. He picks his ankle
Yep.
on that same side. Looking at
He's
slipping
locking
the
up for a
leg.
tilt, yeah.
There it is.
Get up high up under the knee. Baker's flat, trying to base up. Got 15 seconds left in the period.
Tries to bring both hands in because you try and go great, and he's out of bounds now, Coach. 10 seconds, they go out of bounds, scores 2-0.
Yeah, he's trying to get the wrist underneath for a ball and chain. Trying to see if he's able to tilt or work one of the turns. You got 10 seconds left. Baker still wants to be able to come up and try to work for one. Unless he's got a Granby roll or stand up or sit out, what he's going to try to do to get a point.
He was almost out of it. Nice job there by Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan for a tilt. Baker, good job not giving up any points.
So 2-0.
I think Great Oak's ecstatic with that score at the end of the first period. Yeah, Baker looked a little tentative at the beginning of the period, but he battled in there to stay 2-0.
I think what happened was you got the kid coming in 20-4. There's a little bit of a factor there. It's just
Sure.
face reality. But he's like, dude, I'm in this match. I got this. Going right back down again. What's in his head right now, Coach? If you're wrestling,
Well,
you wrestled.
you haven't gotten turned yet. We go optional start with Ryan.
That's
He's going to get him up, so the 1 point. So here's the thought that you got the takedown pretty simply. You're going to try to see if you can take him down and look to put him to his back. So let's see if Baker's going to be a little more aggressive this time.
Slap on the head again.
Take 5 seconds off the clock. When's running?
The clock was not running. Referee stops the match for a moment. Minute 50 in the second period. They're on their feet, 2-1 score. See Ryan with the fake.
Yep, Baker looking to just counter everything. His hands. I think he just needs to get his hands up, Coach.
Well, let's see if he surprises him with the shot. Sometimes you lull somebody to sleep.
There. Oh,
Damn, they banged
yeah,
heads.
he banged. He got dazed right away. Kid just blanked out for a second.
I don't know. Let's see if he looks a little wobbly or not. They got banged in the head. So they both kind of shot at the same time. It looked like Baker was trying to swing and Ryan was shooting high crotch in.
I'm looking for Coach to go out there with that Great Oak rub again. See if that pulls him right back in it. That was awesome.
Well, great effort by both guys. I mean, they're trying to get in and get an advantage. And that happens sometimes. It's like two Rams going at each other. Both go at the same time. It's a lot of force. Copy that. We'll see if he's going to be able to continue. We do have the trainers out there in the middle of the mat with him at this point. Doesn't look like they're gauging his eyes.
No, they're just asking him how he feels. Okay, Coach, he doesn't go any longer. What happens to the score?
Well, it would be Ryan would win by default. 6 points. Unable to continue. Injury default. So, and Ryan's not taking an assumption that, that Baker's not going to be able to continue. He's keeping warm over there. That's something you see from a seasoned wrestler.
And I just like the way Baker's hanging in on this.
Yeah, you want to be able to continue because especially when you're only getting the one match tonight. And I know there's a little bit of thought that, well, you're going to be wrestling a tournament this tomorrow coming up. But if you can finish here, you want to be able to finish.
Here we go.
Go!
All right, still on their feet. 2-1 score.
Here we
Advantage
go.
to Ryan. Let's see if either one of these guys shoots off the whistle. There'll be a lot of downtime. Okay, looks like Great Oak's going to go and call the match. Probably a smart move. That's one of those it's really tough because as a parent, you want your kid to continue, but as a coach, you got to do what you know is smart and what's right.
You already got him on the knee. Got him dazed on the shot. You said it very clearly. Two guys just banging heads on the inside.
And we know there's going to be another opportunity here at league finals coming up. So yeah, it's not all about here and now. Team-wise, you still have quite the advantage.
You go 42-15. And with this in mind, coming up next is going to be the 120.
Yep, we got another one of our freshmen, Ryan Archer, going up against Carson Gonzalez. So Ryan Archer is one of those kids that real sweet kid, just like most of our kids on our team, but he's a competitor. He gets out on the mat, he's ready to wrestle. They circle, they're gauging each other. You see no tie-up from the smaller guys sometimes that you talked about earlier.
Yep, just believe in their speed, agility. Tries to reach for the single, unable to get it.
Yeah, so I'm sure that Gonzalez is one of those that get to wrestle with Ryan. So it's probably continuing to get it better and improve it. Something to be said too. If you have some good wrestlers in your own wrestling room, you want to wrestle them as much as you can so you continue to get better. Looking for our firemen.
Yep.
We got an underhook here on Archer.
He gave it up. He didn't keep it.
Positioning. It's a good job. Gonzalez getting the takedown. Archer back to his feet.
They did it quickly, Coach. That's one of the things we didn't see earlier. He runs out of it with some of the other wrestlers.
Yeah, there are some things. Sometimes you get called for fleeing the mat. If you're taking off, that's not one of those situations they're doing.
No.
Sometimes you get called for pushing off the mat. Sometimes if you're holding on, called stalling. So you want to keep moving. That's what Archer wants to run back to the center. Keep moving. Try to stay on your feet. Good. Does a nice knee slide.
Standing switch out of it. There it goes.
Tackle. It was like somebody should have had a football in their hand there. Gonzalez on the ankle, trying to climb up. So there's so much about continuity where you want to keep moving when you're on the bottom. Archer did that for a moment, and Gonzalez was able to stop it.
Everybody's out.
Out of bounds, 32 seconds left.
Score goes 2-0, first period. Again, Murrieta Valley's going to be in the white.
See if Archer's able to get away off the whistle.
He likes to stand. Can you switch
Trouble with the knee
him?
slide, hand control.
There it goes.
Not quite. Gonzalez doesn't want to give up the point. I like that. It's a good battle. Trying to grab the ankle. So grab the ankle, pull up. Archer still wants to get one with 15 seconds left in the period. Gonzalez wants to maintain control.
Good job there.
Looks like he's going to do so. They're near the out of bounds. Whistle blown with about 6 seconds to go in the period. Some good action, though. Not a lot of points being scored, but this is a fun match right here.
But if you're Archer, how do you post ahead and get around that, Coach? How do you turn yourself to get away?
You got to put the hand in the back pocket, and you got to hip ice, get out. So that'd be a switch right there. Would have been a good time for an inside switch. We'll see what happens moving forward. Also, strategy. Let's see if Archer ends up choosing down after they defer. Green's going to choose down. So let's see how Archer can do on top. You can make your mark here. You can ride this guy, break him down, and turn him to his back. There's a thought process. As Gonzalez stands up and they go out of bounds. If a guy chooses down and you're on top, you want to try to drill him down to the ground. If a guy chooses bottom or chooses neutral, you want to be looking to shoot within either a whistle or right after the whistle blows. Look at a little Granby roll. Granby roll for a reversal. 2-point reversal.
Done smoothly.
4-0 here in the second period.
Ryan's got to work back to his base, coach.
Got to look the base up. Hey, look, peel that hand off right now. It looks like for a barbed wire is what Gonzalez is going, but that knee's up there. We'll see if he tries to go for that cradle. Referee checking to make sure that there's no potentially dangerous. They want to try to control the elbow, try to drag out.
There he goes. He's up
Got
for
to
one.
his feet, 4-1.
Works his wrist. Nice job going up top. Again, from what we saw earlier,
Yep.
they're feeling each other. Now it's a little bit different.
They don't want to be on their knees too long there.
Pop and go.
Looks like Gonzalez is controlling the tempo a little bit of the match.
There
A
it
nice
is.
ankle pick. Good response from Ryan Archer.
He's got to get control to get to 2. He got it.
4-3. Let's see what we can do to try to score some points. Got him on his hip. He still got that foot. Watch the Granby roll again.
30 seconds remaining in the period.
They're trying to crash that 2-on-1. Trying to break him down flat. No pressure on him. You want to be heavy. Make him carry your weight while you're trying to turn him. You got it on a
There's
chicken wing.
There we go. I thought he was going to be able to run it, coach.
Great job of following this time. That's some of that on-the-job training we're talking about.
Yep.
Good job by Archer closing out the second period.
So no matter what you learn or the techniques that you establish at practice, each match has its own identity, doesn't it?
It does, but that's where you got to do the chain wrestling, and you got to be able to go from one thing to the next. So if you saw earlier in that period where Archer gave up the 2-point reversal on the Granby roll, and then a little bit later he tried to Granby roll again and he followed. So that's Archer picking things up. Wasn't anything different that Gonzalez had done. So Great Oak chooses down.
Third period.
Down 4-3. Trying to work up to get one.
You thought you would tripod and just rolled on that.
Well, and this is the thing. I said each wrestler's a little bit different. I could probably go through, and I'm not going to do that here at this point.
Right.
But try to identify which wrestler I would go neutral with against anybody that they're wrestling against, or I would have them choose down no matter who they wrestled or who they'd be on top. And so each match is a little bit different. So these kids are trying to figure it out. Coaches are still trying to figure it out. He's a little high right now, but you need to be able to get 1 point. Wants to come out the back door if he can. He's doing a good job of keeping his hips under him. Oh, there it is. Get to his feet. Got to get up and get your one.
There he goes.
Good job. You got the one.
Now he's just got to turn.
Your head in the hole.
There it is.
2. Beautiful.
Is he giving it to him?
He got the reverse or the takedown.
So he goes 6-4.
He got the takedown before they went out of bounds. Now, real important here for Archer. Archer's on top. He wants to make sure that he doesn't give up a 5-point move.
You already know this. You already know what he's going to do.
He need to grab it twice. So we'll see what happens. Tries to switch off the whistle.
Doesn't really throw his arm into it. He's got blocked.
Well, sometimes you can hit a good move and you have better defense against you, which I would give that advantage to Archer for sure on that play.
Uh-oh. I just tied it up, coach.
Just tied it up. 2 reversal. We'll see.
26 seconds left.
See if anybody can get an advantage.
Archer's got to get up.
4 seconds. You got to not get turned. Neither guy's been called with the stalling at this point. Try to get up and get one to get the win.
He's got to get it back to his base. Can he do it? No, they said he's out of bounds.
He blew the whistle.
Wow.
They were both out. 5 seconds to go.
What a match.
Exciting. So who looks more tired? That's what I look at as we finish up a third period where it's tied, going into overtime. Working up, can he cut the face?
He's got to finish, got to get out of it.
Yeah, he got it. Wow. Yeah. That was the match of the night right there, Coach.
That was amazing.
Match of the night.
You saw him do it earlier in the first period.
Yep.
He did it three. It goes again in the second, and he wins it on it. Nice job there by Archer.
That was a great match. Gonzalez clearly had set the pace for the match. Archer's able to come back in dynamic fashion and win 7-6. That was a great match.
That was fun to watch. That's going to bring up the last match of the night.
No, we got 2 more.
Did we? Oh, we started 38th, didn't we?
Yes, sir.
That's got to be Hansen versus Smith. Smith coming in as a junior, 8-7.
Yeah, Smith's had a great last couple of tournaments. He's battling with the varsity guys and is doing a great job. So he's going after it. He's being aggressive, trying to get in on the shot. You got Ryan Hansen on the front headlock.
Hansen again is going to be in the white.
Both guys trying to jockey for position. Good snap down by Hansen. Good elbow control by Zachary Smith.
And again, Zachary Smith for Great Oak and all red.
Trying to battle near the out of bounds. Both guys battling.
Everybody's pretty much in this
Good job, back to their feet.
Yeah. They just worked themselves up.
Yeah, some refs might have called a stalemate there at some point because nobody was getting the advantage. They tried to keep action moving, but both guys were working there.
High.
Snap down again by Hansen. But Smith staying in position.
Hansen ties him up quickly,
Got
Cole.
an advantage right there. Both guys had an advantage for a quick second.
45 seconds remaining in this period, first period.
It's going to be one of those barn burners.
Coming around.
Like 2 points.
Still hasn't awarded it yet. He's got to get control. There he goes.
He's got control.
I took a while for him to put that up.
Sometimes we spectate a little bit while we're working. See if he can work up to get one. 20 seconds to go. Like another leg getting thrown in.
Union Valley's been throwing that leg all night long.
Yep. Now you got to learn to fight those. Much as you work technique in the room, if you got a guy that's good on the legs, minimally you want to give up no more points. We get to the end of the first period. Dealing with the 2-0 deficit. Yeah, Smith has choice. He chooses down.
Actually, the same position where Archer found himself in. All of a sudden, Archer just stayed there, relaxed, stayed composed.
Yep.
And worked his way right back into the match. And won.
The Archer and Smith are drill partners at practice. Both are improving immensely. They want to get better. Everything that you offer to those two, yes, coach. They want to try to improve and get better. And I can say that for the majority of these kids, they go after it. They want to get better.
Breaks him down quickly, breaks down the arm, see if he works underneath. Lets it go, goes to the opposite side. Oh,
looks like Hansen a little high.
Woo.
Still a little high. Can he clear back out? Now, we've seen him in this position before. A couple times. Now we're on the front headlock. Hansen's still in control.
He's going to be up.
The loss of control. There we go.
It is. Nice job.
Nice shot near the out of bounds. All right. I see him working.
But what was good about that, Coach, as soon as he got himself out, got himself under control, he went right back after him again.
Yeah.
Almost catching him relaxing.
Yeah, well, you hear some of the fans and their coaches behind trying to say, make sure you get your one. But I think it looked like he knew what he was doing. He was going to clear out, get the one, and then still did a shot from there. I like that. You got to get your hips back quicker. Let's see what happens here.
He'll be out.
Okay. No, that's something I'm going to see working on with them the next time at practice. I'm going to be able to get quicker on that sprawl.
That's one of the things that one of the differences between when you're looking at these guys in that double and Dudley on that double. He really drove himself through.
Good shot. Can we finish it?
There it is. Nice sprawl.
Who's looking more tired? That's what I'm looking at as the match progresses. He got the angle. He's got the angle.
Got it. Got to get around on him. He does.
Smith, great job for the takedown after 3 shots. Good defense by Hansen on a couple of them. Gives it up on the 3rd one.
Gave up the chicken, working on the wrist.
Armbar half. See if you can put more pressure on him with the chest. And you want to be able to get an angle when you're looking to try to turn the guy too. So,
where would you have him go right now? Do you have him work on the left side?
Jump to the side of the half.
Yep.
So
he switches halves on it this time, Coach.
Yeah, but sometimes when they switch back and forth, you accidentally get caught with the full Nelson, which one of our guys did earlier.
Yeah.
But I say a little bit more pressure when you're on top. Got down flat. But a great job to get the advantage with the 3-2 as we go into the
3rd period.
This is fun stuff, Coach.
You like it, huh?
I love it, man.
Let's talk about that arm bar with that half.
Yeah, you want to get the arm bar underneath it. Hansen looked like he was doing a good job of keeping it outside so he could roll his wrist out. But you want to get that wrist underneath the guy's chest. That way you can put pressure on the brachial artery on the inside of the arm. And then he wants to pop up the other side with the half. Hansen with a good job getting to his feet.
But he's unable to run out of it.
No, got to be able to drop your hips and break the lock. Look like we're on the arm bars again. So
Both schools like working that high half.
Yeah, and you can get away with it a little bit too if you're running the half on the opposite side. If you get the Iowa, which he now has in over with his left leg. So getting a little tired here as we get deeper into the 3rd period.
Yeah, you asked who's a little fresher right now.
Well,
and I really think, as I sit back and look at it, I gotta really think it's gonna be Smith.
Yeah, and here it's about positioning and then making sure that you can put a little more pressure on him.
Doesn't break him down.
Yeah, Hansen doing a good job not breaking down right away. Now we got the 2-on-1. Let's see if you can do something a little bit different with this.
What are you pulling the 2-on-1?
I would be looking for a tilt right now, but that's something we as a team we're going to probably work on a little bit more as we move forward. He is going for the tilt right there, not quite getting it. We want to make sure we control the other guy's hips. Now he's trying to run the armbar chicken wing. Want to be behind the elbow. Now he's looking to stack them.
When you run that chicken wing, how deep do you want to get that arm?
You want to get it to where you're stabbing, making a fist and stabbing in the back of the back. So that way your chest is to the elbow. And that way when you run it, the guy almost wants to go over.
"34 seconds left. He's got to hold him."
Yeah, you're going to get a call for stalling if you just hang onto the leg.
Oh, he gets out.
Don't take a bad shot to lose a match here. We gave one. It's a tie ball game with 20 seconds to go.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds here. All right, let's see who gets up, who pops up. Both looking a little tired, a little winded, but.
We're going to start them off neutral. Here we go. 17 seconds. What's your go-to move right now?
Well, we already got the nice double leg. He shot
There
twice, popped the elbows.
Can he pull it through? Nice sprawl. It's fatigue now, Coach. 8 seconds.
Trying to suck it up, win it here in regulation.
Can we get it? Can he pull it out? He's got it.
2.
Wow.
2 right before the buzzer. That was before the buzzer.
Is that the 3rd or 4th buzzer? Wow. That's number 3.
Coach,
number 3 on the night.
Well, we're trying to teach these kids to make sure that you wrestle to the end of the period, close out the period, and close out the match. And our guys are demonstrating that right now, finishing off the match. Okay. Great job by Hansen to be able to get that escape to get in that position.
And one of the things you got to notice, you got to give when you start looking at Great Oak, as this is going through and they're pulling this out, is that they're going hard right up to the last second.
They are.
And that right now has brought advantage to them all the way through.
Well, it's knowing how much you have left in the tank. And the thing is, we always want to push these wrestlers beyond what they thought they could ever do. And they're doing that right now.
So it's going to be Greer Worley. Worley's going to be coming out for Great Oak. Worley's going to be in the red. Greer's white. Again, Marietta Valley's white, Great Oak red.
Okay, Sean Worley is our sophomore captain for the team. Doing a great job this year. Has an 8-4 record. We also look like Ty Greer is having a good season, 17-8. This could be a real tough match. Got on the front headlock with Greer. And on the high crotch. Yeah, Worley.
Gave it up.
Worley gives up the 2.
And what you notice with Great Oak, not afraid to wrestle from behind. They work themselves forward in that third period.
Yeah, he held onto the ankle too long. When you get to that 5 count, goes as a stalling. So you had to let the ankle go after the takedown. But there's something to be said about that, and I do believe that some weight room is probably something that our team's going to look at as we finish off the year and get to off season to hit the weights a little more, because we do see often teams come at us a little bit more aggressive than we do. But because we are in better condition a lot of times, we are able to finish out the match coming from behind.
Got that chicken wing high, Coach. It's just like you talked about. Got the fist in the middle of the back, trying to roll him up over the top.
Yeah, Worley trying to work up to his feet.
Arm bars it on the outside.
Stand up, stand up, stand up, Taylor, get the wrist.
There comes the run.
Greer trying to take a big step. Got great bridge, great effort here by Worley.
Right over the top. Nice job there by Worley. He slips himself out. Wow. Still giving up 2 in the back. He's going to take the score 4-0 for the near fall.
Yeah, Greer splits the legs here on Worley. Let's see what he can do to try to climb up to get an advantage. And Worley wants to be able to army crawl out, be able to get his hips back.
How do you sit back in this? How do you sit back? Well, right now he's missing an arm. The chicken wing again. Where we talked about everybody being high on that half.
Yep.
Little different philosophy here with Marietta Valley at this match, where everything's chicken wing through.
Yeah, well, that's something that we pick up and we take back to the coaching lounge, and we talk about it as we continue forward, because there are going to be other schools out there that are good at the chicken wing, and which we are continuing to work on that and working on the defense of that. So Greer defers, Worley chooses neutral.
So if you're Worley getting hit with that chicken wing all the time, what's the defense for that? How do you stop that from happening?
Well, you want to not get into it. You want to be able to, if you can get the takedown here and be in control, you don't have to worry about getting chicken wing. But sometimes when you're down, you want to be able to get up and get away, hand control. So let me get sat down. We'll see what happens here. The underhook.
Power move. Put him on his back quick.
Worley trying to fight off, trying to come out the back. Could go either way. Greer gets the takedown.
Got him high on the head. Nice job. Worley's tough, Coach.
He is tough. Here he is with the Wizard trying to step over. He's down 8-0 at this point. Got the reversal, trying to keep that arm. And Worley heavy on that arm bar. You want to be able to pressure on top of them now a minute. Try to get it, pick up a near fall here on the power half. Throwing in a leg. Want to get underneath the arms.
Everybody got in that power half tonight. They're unable to move them over. What's the advice getting them to put that over the top, to bring them over
say
on
get
the
it,
back?
get an angle, and sometimes you can get the elbow into your chest and use the other parts of your body, not just the arms. So it's about positioning, maintaining pressure. Several of our kids, even the ones who have pulled off the victory, are not putting enough pressure on the guy. Or we break them down, and then we try to turn them before we actually have a good lock on them, a good pressure.
And you were talking about that earlier. When do you put all that pressure and when you pull it back?
Well, you want to, initially when you get down, you want to be heavy and get arm bars. If you have trouble, because there's guys are strong, they don't want to be controlled. You want to be able to 2-on-1. I'm pretty sure that anybody here, their 2 arms are stronger than the other guy's 1 arm. So good battle here. End of the second period. It is 9-2 advantage of Greer.
But what we've seen out at Great Oak tonight was just unbelievable, how they came down. Half the matches they were down going into the third period, and they found a way to pull themselves out of it. and actually win the match. It was a great job there all the way through Great Oak. Tries the front switch, unable to pull it.
Well, you definitely want to try to do everything you can to win tonight's match, and you're always one move away from winning.
Now, when you say that, what do you mean by one move away from winning?
Well, it only takes one move to put the guy in the back to pin him. So being down 9 points. So right now we got legs in. Here we're going to try to, with the crossface, Greer does a good job getting back to his belly.
And that was almost a prime example of what you were just talking about.
Well, a chance to put him on his back. If you could pick up a couple sets of near fall, you're right back where you want to be. But all it takes is one pin and the match is over. So it doesn't matter what you're losing. See what happens. He was looking for a stack. Right here. What move do you have in your arsenal to be able to try to put the guy on his back? Now Greer wants to be able to close out the match and not give up that big move.
So you're looking at Greer, he's thinking big move, and from there on the other side with Great Oak, they're looking, what am I going to do? How can I roll him over?
Well, Greer's looking, just hold on to the leg and try to get control.
At what point do you get stalling, though?
But it doesn't matter if you're at 7 points. You'll take the stalling call, but right now both guys are wrestling hard. Greer's trying to get an advantage. So there's one of those where Worthy's got to figure out, does he have a chance to put him on his back here as we get down to 30 seconds left in the match? He's trying to look for a roll. See if he's going to squeeze, see what happens here.
And right now, you just let him up and go for it. Almost put himself down.
He was trying to get the win.
Yep. You got to love it?
I love it. That's a good move. And he's still not looking to give up a fall here. He's going to do everything he can to fight off it. But remember, it's not just about this match, it's the other matches moving forward.
He's got him. There it is.
It's real close. There.
Great match, and you're exactly right. I love that we just went for that.
It was a great match. It was a great night of wrestling. Good competition between Marietta Valley and Great Oak, and it looks like Great Oak's going to end up on top, 48-21. So,
what's your takeaway from this with Great Oak as you look at Great Oak?
Well, Great Oak's won several dual meets this year, and they're looking to see, depending on how they do the rest of the league. They're 2-1 now. They did win a few matches from Temecula Valley in their first dual meet in the league, but we've won enough other dual meets that if we can beat Vista Marietta next week, and depending even how close we do with Chaparral, to try to put in that large bid for CIF for the team.
And so what would your key points be? As you looked at this match, what are you taking into practice? Say, hey, we really need to put a little bit more focus on this or adjust this. Like, where do you see that next level? Because you got to look at each match as being a development.
Well, chicken wing is something that we saw that this team did real well against Great Oak. We tried it a few times, it didn't work. So whenever you're trying to learn to defend a move, you want to get better at it offensively. So when you have a partner that's actually doing the move correctly on you, you know how to not let it get it done. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. We need to beat, as nice as all our kids are, we're trying to get them to get meaner in the room, even with each other during the match. So that they should be working so hard when they're drilling to where they're almost wrestling live, to where if it was another kid, we're not as concerned about the safety, which means that we're going 100%.
Right.
But we still get in the habit of wrestling with the same wrestlers. They know what we do, we know what they do, and we're not venturing off to improve.
Right. So when you start looking at this as they're going forward, this is going to be exciting. I hope we get the chance to do another match. I can't wait to come down and see what these guys look like again, especially if we're able to come down in 2 weeks. You know, how do they get past that chicken wing? How do they get past that high half and that arm bar that we saw tonight? And we saw them slip into Iowa a couple times out there with it being Marietta Valley. I think Marietta Valley, you know, they're also going to be improving out there.
Yeah.
So when you start looking at Marietta Valley, what do you see coming out of them? Because they look pretty strong.
They do, and I think they're real young as well. So we're gonna have some competition these next couple years as they get to senior. Well, I even though I think we're in a little bit better shape right now than some of the schools we're wrestling, we got to work harder. That the 2.5 week of the Christmas break was too much, and even though we had practices and we had, you know, several of the kids come, some of these kids are still getting back into the shape. So as we finish up our last couple of league dual meets, which next week we're on Thursday at Vista Marietta, the following week will be on Tuesday against Chaparral. That'll be our last home dual meet. and that'll also be our senior night. And what we need to do is get ready as we get to hopefully a team CIF, but individual CIF, which all stems from league finals on February 4th.
So there we go, February 4th. That's what we're going to be working towards. And I can't say enough. This is a great job, great meet there by Great Oak as they take this one 45-21. Coach, it was great being here with you again. And man, this was fun.
It was. I'll see you at work tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be at work. No, I won't be.
No, I'll be at work tomorrow.
You'll be at work tomorrow. I'm dealing with that.
Okay.
All right, man.
All right. Thank you for coming down. Have a good night.
Anytime.
And I'd like to give a shout out to Johnny Nunez and Ricardo and Sawyer for helping out with our Teen Vision tonight. Great job, everybody. Thank you.
Well, we're out.